Hey guys, we are ready for some serious talk. So how about we begin with a little bit of laughter, okay? Today
Oh, this guy. He's great.
we need to react to another one of Awaken with JP video, and this is about male in female sports, and I think this is a little bit funny because it's got 4 million something views in a matter of a month. That's pretty outrageous, and yeah, we're gonna do a little bit of politics here as well. There's a lot of discussion about gun control. We're not gonna watch all these videos. We're gonna just kind of pick it apart and have the discussion going. So how about we begin right now with Awaken with JP, the best female swimmer in the world. Let's start with a little bit of laughter because I want to smile a little bit. You know, laughter is good for us.
Good for the soul.
It's good for the soul. Let's do some of that.
This is my proudest moment. I've been dreaming of becoming the top female swimmer for 1 year. But getting here wasn't easy.
Sorry.
He said for 1 year. I've been dreaming of it for 1 year, but it wasn't easy. Can they hear?
Yes, they can. But I want to, we're having a little bit of, it's not as clear. All right, there we go. All right, let's start this again.
This is my proudest moment. I've been dreaming of becoming the top female swimmer for 1 year. But getting here wasn't easy. I first learned how to swim when I was 7 years old at Boy Scout camp. What might surprise you is I was actually a really slow swimmer at first and stayed a really slow swimmer through the first couple years of my collegiate career. Then I turned 23 and all of a sudden I'm the best swimmer in the women's division, and I can't track exactly what changed. I guess I'm just a late bloomer. Because swimming's been such a big part of my life for so long, it's where my happiness comes from. You can't have happiness without penis. I've never noticed that before. With being the best at something, you always get haters. Like, I don't understand what this controversy is all about. I guess people just don't like it when they see a woman succeeding. I compete in 3 different strokes: freestyle, the butterfly, and the backstroke. You gotta be in the pool for hours each day. It's the only way to become the best. I guess I must have drank a lot of water on that lap. Yeah, it's not all easy. Some of the other ladies don't feel comfortable being in the same locker room as me. I'm appalled. I just don't understand why. Like, is this because I identify as black? These racist women around here. Or maybe.
Oh my gosh, he is too much.
She's too much.
Did you see this before? That is, I'm totally thrown for a loop with that. What do you guys think? It's not, it's so sad because I do care about the people who have been brainwashed to think that they need to change their identity.
Yeah.
I really do. So it's hard sometimes to laugh because we know we're laughing at the underdog in a sense. Not the underdog, but the person who is
It's the ideology
suffering
that needs to
from
be-
this situation. But this is just him giving, I think, a nice picture on what's really happening here.
Yeah.
He was the slowest swimmer competing against people in his category, males.
Yeah.
And now he's become the fastest swimmer.
What happened?
He said, I don't know he doesn't know what happened.
No,
And then
it's just
they're
so maybe he
uncomfortable.
got good overnight, you know.
Stop
He's
it.
been practicing for
Stop
a year.
it.
According to JP.
JP knows what happened. He says you can't have happiness without penis. He never saw that before. I never saw it before.
That
I mean,
is
like,
funny.
really?
Yeah.
But he really
what
does.
he's doing that's very intelligent is that he's showing how
ridiculous the
is
concept
the
think
concept.
they can merge.
Yeah, he's attacking
Sorry.
the ideology.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He's not really making fun of transgender people.
No.
Some people who take this to heart, they're missing the point because some transgender individuals came out. Even was that one that was from the Kardashians? They raised their voice against this. They're like, yo, this is wrong. Doesn't represent who we are.
Oh,
That's not what we're about. A lot of them say
that's actually
that we have nothing to do with.
Yeah.
So it's not a transgender thing that he's talking about particularly here. He's talking about the ideology that makes you think you have the right to be among the women and compete with them and dominating and have the right to win the NCAA trophy as if you don't know exactly what's wrong with this whole ideology. That's what he's addressing.
I totally. I mean, he's just basically saying the way we were built is
Yeah,
different. There's
absolutely.
a certain strength that men possess,
Yeah.
period. And there's a certain strength that women possess, period. And there is polar opposites in how their body makeup is and how they are able to function,
Yes.
period.
Those hormone blockers can certainly make you lose muscle mass and things like that, but it doesn't change your bone density. It doesn't change your speed nor your strength. It doesn't do away with some of the major factors. Your lungs and everything remains the same, which is a big advantage for you to swim among women. So there's a lot of other factors. Even doctors came out and actually affirmed that no, hormone blockers does not give you 100% reasons to join the ladies. You just can't use that as a...
What do hormones do? What are the function of hormones?
Supposed to slow everything
Well, no, I'm just
down,
saying, like, the hormones aren't necessarily part of your physical functioning. It has something to do with, like, the way you grow hair on your... Like, there's... Hormones have a lot to do with how our body functions, like with enzymes and different things of that nature. I don't have the articulate words for it now, but when it comes to the broad scale of physical strength and all that, the hormones they're not aiding or taking away. You might feel less tired, more tired because of different hormones.
Oh, yes.
You might feel more emotional, less emotional, like things of that nature, but not necessarily. It's not going to impact, like you said, your muscle mass, your there's your muscle mass, your bone density, things of that nature. You're not going to get stronger. I mean, you're not going to get smaller muscles and smaller bones, and
keep in mind,
it's not going to change the way your body has been structured. You can do as much surgery as you want.
It doesn't reverse.
You can put breasts on your body, but you still have the shoulders. You still have the V. Like, there's just the hips. Unless you go and get hips injected, like, you know how people are getting these surgeries for hips, you're not going to just grow hips.
It doesn't just
your pelvis is not going to be able to shift and open up the way as it does for a woman and when she's in labor and things of that nature. There's just things that cannot change.
No.
And that's what he's trying to say.
Absolutely.
But why? Because he's black?
I'm not sure that has anything to do with anything.
He's just letting us know. This is the foolishness. This is just...
But you see how crazy is this ideology, and it's being promoted.
And that's what he's
And the problem that I have with some of this is, if this was really about transgender right or LGBT, if you want to put them in the same class, why don't you just open another sport for transgender people to just be a part of?
You know what he just opened up? People are going to start identifying as black and as white. No, not that he opened it up, but I'm just saying, like, because of how they're doing this, I can identify as being any other race I feel like.
Absolutely.
Right? I should be able to.
That's what he's saying here.
I want to be Cambodian or whatever. I think they're such beautiful people. Yeah. But, you know, it's just like, he's just saying.
You can claim to be anything you want
Anything you want to be.
Yeah, and nobody's
allowed to they shouldn't stop you. If you can start.
You cannot discriminate against
like, what they're doing is they're opening up, and when I say they now, I mean what those who have the authority and control who are saying, like, these people can, those in politics, those whoever is putting the lawmakers in them who are saying this, they're opening up the door for anything goes. Yeah. Whatever you want to be. Yeah. You can identify as whatever.
Who is to say no to you?
I actually know a person who is black who,
by the way, Mr. E, how you doing?
I know. I wanted to say hi too. I saw that. Yes. Have a good day at work.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Let's move through this.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Good discussion.
Oh, we got to hear that black part again. That was hilarious.
Appalled. I just don't understand why. Like, is this because I identify as black? These racist women around here. Or maybe they're just intimidated by my sensual femininity. I mean, you know how girls can be. Jealous. Swimming brings out the divine goddess in me. Hey! Get out of the pool! That's for ladies only! Some of my competitors are angry that I tested positive for having XY chromosomes, and I don't know how they got there. Might have had like a tainted supplement or something. But really, I think my competitors are just sore losers. Like, hey ladies, I beat you by 11 minutes fair and square. 11 minutes. Get over it. To me, swimming is really an art form. An art form that requires a lot of upper body strength. Like, the more of it you have, the more of an advantage you have. Women can most certainly get other women pregnant. I've done it.
What do you have to say about your teammates wanting you off the team?
Yeah, my sore loser teammates, maybe they should get in the pool and train more. The reason why I win all the time is because I'm more dedicated to my training.
We talked to your coach and he said that your teammates spend the exact same amount of time training in the pool as you.
Well, I work out with weights too. Maybe they should try it. It really helps.
Your coach says they're on the exact same weightlifting routine as you, but he said you bench press 4.5 times more weight than the second strongest athlete. Do you have any idea why that is?
Well, I just don't identify the weights as very heavy. It's pretty
Oh my gosh. Don't identify.
Well, hey.
Now we're doing weight identification.
You identifying anything, right?
I'm telling you, this is what I was saying.
This is what
opens
this
up
is
the
how
door
we
for
could go.
anything.
Yeah, this is a Pandora
Anything.
box. There is no stopping this
Oh
A train.
my
This
goodness.
train is just going down. Who's to stop it now?
I can't believe
You say we because I don't identify the way as me.
simple. It feels so good to come away with a championship, and I want to congratulate second place for being within 9 minutes of me, and I want to thank my sponsors for always having my back. Manscaping, Dollar Beard Club, and Alpha Jockstraps. Now that I'm the top female swimmer, what's next for me? Well, I don't feel like I'm 22 anymore, so I think children's sports is next.
Uh-oh.
Probably
you see.
You see, that's
And that's
exactly what we were talking about.
That's like, remember that video that we watched when he had said the next thing is
slippery
man-child love, that slippery slope.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is exactly where the world is coming to, with this merging of anything goes in our society and connecting it with in laws and in legislation now. Now this is just going to become the common thread.
My right.
I have the right to how I feel and what I want. So then we need to just do away with police, do away with lawyers, do away.
That's
we don't
already
need
that's
these.
already part of the discussion.
We don't need them anymore, right? Defund the police.
Yeah, it's all connected.
How crazy is that?
It's all connected.
How would you defund? But I guess we don't need them because it's to each his own. I took this person's life because I felt like that I was gonna be afraid. Like all this stuff is gonna be a non-factor. It's gonna be a moot point.
That is crazy. Here we are
it's
today.
It's sad because while this is funny, there's
so much truth in it,
and we can see if like when you're foresight, you can see where this is going because your hindsight is telling you like, wow, we didn't used to do not most of the stuff. Remember when they would kiss, it would be like this black sensor. I didn't kiss him, guys. It's just a fake one. Seriously, there was a sensor.
But
you didn't see that stuff. Now it's anything goes. You have, and what anyone believes to be morally correct and morally sound, it just doesn't matter because unfortunately the people who have control over what's in media, what's on billboards and all of that have decided that how people feel and that form of love needs to be expressed in whatever way they want.
I saw a lady that was in New York. She was a Chinese lady. She was expressing how disgusted she was. In the train, they had above the train they have those billboards posted. It was just a bunch of gay men kissing in there. They had that posted all over the place. But we have children in these trains and everything. Even if two men and women were kissing, it would still be wrong. But the idea of that you putting that out there so publicly,
like you have to accept
want it
this.
to be accepted. You want it to, there's somebody explained it to me somewhere. It's like you have to tolerate, you have to celebrate, you have to affirm, and you have to promote. That's what they want you to do with the ideology.
Tolerate, celebrate, tolerate, affirm, celebrate,
and
promote.
Then promote. They want you to do that. And if you say, I'm not doing either one of these, discrimination, you're a hater, you're phobic, you're this, you're all kind of, it's not fair.
A girlfriend was just telling me how this woman was homosexual and she was a poor performer at work, but they kept her just because they knew the discrimination case would come out, because she would say, when they would talk about her performance, she would denote it to her being homosexual. This is your work performance. This has nothing to do with if you're black, white,
nothing,
lesbian, gay, like none of that matters. This just has to do with your work performance. But because she kept sounding that bell, they were too afraid for that lawsuit.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
And it's not right.
I think the LGBT community is being used and abused and politicized because there are some people who are really struggling with their sexuality. They don't do stuff like that. Some of these, they live their personal life. They keep it simple. They respect other people's value. They won't step on you. But I think there are some that are being used to create even more chaos and division, such as going into women's sports. Like, you say you identify as a woman, but you are stripping on other women's right. It's no sense, because how much really do you care about being women? How much really do you love women? If you love them enough, you will know that very, very honestly, you don't belong there. But I think some of it is like the LGBT community, what I'm realizing, or either the homosexual, whatever it is you want to say, they are becoming just like it was used to use racism.
I was going to say we're just like that. We're being puppeted, and we have
to
agree with the whole Black Lives Matter and all of that, saying like, I want my 40 acres and a mule, and this is, we have to agree with that, or else we're not really even black. We're not black enough.
No,
we're not on board with the agenda. We're not on board with the propaganda that's being put in front of our faces. There was bad things that happened to many races and many cultures and all of that. We don't have to keep with the division. We can start with a growth mindset.
Let's go forward.
We can move forward. We can build up our kids, because all that really does, for me, in my mind, is keep the Black community thinking that they still have a need for some human to meet. Any race, anyone who's dealing, you don't have a need for a human to meet. God will give you exactly what you need right here, right now, today. You do not have to backpedal into history to get what you need today.
No.
You don't have to forget it. You can reflect on it. You can understand. You can have compassion. But you don't have to have a fight today for what happened yesterday.
Absolutely not. And again, like I've said in one of our last reactions, this is actually an attack on the family. And an attack on God. This is really what we're looking at. It's just what the devil is really focusing on. His attention is trying to destroy the family circle. And he's trying to destroy generation down the road. He's trying to corrupt the human race with all these ideologies. And secondly, this is an attack on God's character. Because that's really ultimately what it's about. That's what
I said earlier. Another show, extracting God. So once you extract God, because God is a God of law and order. God is law and order.
Slippery slope.
And it's a beautiful thing. Watch when the world goes in total chaos. Everyone who was screaming, off with the police, this and that, done with this, to each his own, YOLO, you only live once. They're going to be feeling a little, I think they're going to feel a little salty.
Religious.
They're going to feel...
There is no atheist in Foxhole, as it is said. Right?
That hindsight is going to kick in. I listened to a sermon about hindsight this morning, guys. So it was just powerful. But that hindsight is going to kick in, and they're going to say, what was I thinking? If only, and now it's too far. And we won't be able to go back there and undo what has been done. You know, like there's like, you know, you're hanging on by a thread. They're just cutting these threads now. And they're going to not be able to merge them back together. It's deadly. Like spilled milk.
That is deadly.
Can't get it back in the cup.
I can see it coming. All right, let's finish this.
Pee-wee football.
Pee-wee football. The children.
Leave them out. Leave the kids.
Sports is next.
Because kids are next.
Probably pee-wee football.
Wow.
I'm actually 10 years old now. Even more than my swimming success, what I'm most proud of is what I'm doing for women's rights. It's kind of like if you've ever seen an injured deer on the side of the road that's just been hit by a car, and your heart just wants to help this wounded animal. Well, I'm the one that hit the deer. What's up, my freedom love?
Wow. In a nutshell, yeah. That's actually a correct way to put it.
And it's sad because people are going to start identifying.
Can we play that last portion again? I didn't have the screen turned. Let's play that last portion again. Yeah. Let's do that one more time. Yeah, right here. That is so disturbing.
I think children's sports is next. Probably pee-wee football. I'm actually 10 years old now. Even more than my swimming success, what I'm most proud of is what I'm doing for women's rights. It's kind of like if you've ever seen an injured deer on the side of the road that's just been hit by a car, and your heart just wants to help this wounded animal. Well, I'm the one that hit the deer. What's up, my...
Wow.
You're really helping women's rights?
No, you're not.
No,
killing
you're creating
that.
the problem.
No.
You're killing it, and then you're gonna say,
Women's right.
I'm fighting for women's
What's
rights.
strange, a lot of women support this. Some of the girls in the sports where it's like, okay, something's wrong with this.
Now it's gone too far.
They're realizing this is
fair.
bad.
Because the woman you'll see like an actual woman born by nature is not gonna win sports as
never.
As
not to that.
These men who are identifying as women enter into them. And it's just like, I think maybe you said it. Why don't they create their own competition?
They can do it.
I think because there is enough.
There is enough money.
At the end, there's enough money. There's enough. I'm sure there's enough people. There's enough interest would build.
Yeah.
Because they would feel a sense of unity and camaraderie in that world.
Yeah.
Why not do that? Why not have the fix that would be appropriate for what you guys are changing in this?
I think it's not about that, Drew. I think it's about the division. It's about the division. It's about the animosity, and I think that's exactly what they want to do. It's very intentional.